Thanks for tuning in. You're still watching the World News. We're back for more stories around the globe. Heading our news, the Pacific island nation of Fiji was hit by its biggest cyclone in 20 years on Monday after the same storm hit nearby Samoa late last week, destroying houses and killing 4 people around the capital, Apia. Residents of Trabua ran for cover as rain and powerful winds battered houses and swept away roofs. Some villagers attempted to tie down their roofs as trees were uprooted and rain lashed against their faces. Many locals gathered in community centers to wait out the storm, watching as others tried to save their livestock. On the tourist resort island of Denarau, hotels tapped up windows and holidaymakers stayed indoors. Fiji's Weather Bureau said the destructive winds of Cyclone Ivan could last several hours as the eye of the storm was moving at a slow rate of about 18 kilometers per hour. In other news, bombs and mortar blasts struck 2 cities in Iraq's disputed territories on Sunday, killing at least 9 people at the time of escalating tension between Baghdad and the autonomous Kurdistan region in the north. A string of bombings hit Kirkuk, an ethnically mixed city at the heart of a dispute between the Arab-led center government in Baghdad and ethnic Kurds who run their own regional authority to the north of the country. No one claimed the responsibility for the attacks, which came as friction grows between Baghdad and Kurdistan after both regions sent troops from their respective armies to reinforce positions along the contested international frontier. Another blast, but this time in Pakistan. It happened in a market in northwest of the country on Monday that killed at least 15 people, a security official said. At least 20 people have been wounded in the blast in the market in the Khyber region near the border of Afghanistan, and the death toll could rise. Pakistani television news channels broadcast pictures of wrecked cars and pickup trucks damaged in the blast, which took place near rows of shops. The attack occurred near the office of a senior government official, but it was unclear if he was the target of the attack. According to reports, they have frequently targeted government and security officials and forces. Moving now to the southeast, a part of an ambitious bid to wipe out malaria by 2025, Cambodia has begun training up several thousand villagers to act as foot soldiers in the fight against drug-resistant forms of the disease, with a little help from mobile phone technology. Here's more.
Fever, headache, lethargy, a common set of symptoms for those coming to this makeshift health clinic in Palan province on the Cambodia-Thai border. Volunteer village health worker Long Vuti takes the patient's blood sample and tests for malaria, a parasitic disease spread by mosquitoes. A positive or negative result is confirmed within minutes. This region is a hotspot for a drug-resistant strain of malaria, and it's critical that patients get help as soon as possible.
The malaria here in our village in Pailin province can kill people in a short period of time if we don't have the right treatment.
Malaria resistance to regular forms of treatment was confirmed in Western Cambodia 8 years ago, likely as a result of patients taking an incorrect or incomplete course of anti-malarial drugs. To control the spread of this drug-tolerant form, health workers must catch cases early and ensure patients strictly follow the right treatment plan. Now this is being made easier through an SMS alert system, a pilot project involving some 230 volunteers across 4 provinces. Village malaria workers provide details of any new cases in a mobile phone text message that in a second is forwarded to regional anti-malaria workers as well as the National Ministry of Health. Heng Binyao trains health workers how to use the system.
It's easy for them to send the information up to a national level or to staff at the local health centre. In this way, there can be intervention and the patient can get treatment quickly.
While villages here can be remote with poor road access, they're often still within reach of the mobile phone network. Once the SMS alert is sent out, a blood sample is quickly collected and double-checked to ensure the diagnosis and therefore treatment is correct. The system also maps new malaria cases using Google Earth, allowing health workers to monitor trends and take swift action.
The effectiveness lies in the fact that it's quick. There's no delay time for the patient, so their condition won't become more serious.
Preventative measures have already helped Cambodia reduce malaria infection rates. But with the continued threat of the drug-resistant strain, health workers know they'll have to continue innovating to snare this deadly disease.
Meanwhile, in China, senior officials from China's Communist Party have held their annual economic conference. Party leader Xi Jinping and his colleagues laid out their plan for the coming year. Let's have more.
Party officials met over the weekend. They said the economy is growing steadily with a gradual rise in prices. They said they'll boost domestic demand to sustain that growth. They're pursuing domestic demand because the global downturn has hit manufacturers. The officials said they'll push ahead with urbanization in rural areas to boost people's incomes and consumption. And they said they'll continue monetary easing so banks can lend more money to business people.
Let's head to Germany. The country's southern Black Forest region, mostly known for its cuckoo clocks and beautiful landscape, hosted the 6th annual Double Dog Sled Race on Saturday and Sunday, with several dozen four-legged participants competing in less than ideal conditions. The difficulties were noticeable as race participants and their dogs had trouble to take off in the heavy snow. According to the organizers, the sled dogs are not just best friends, but every one of them is a very important part of the team. The musher gives his commands by calling the lead dog, which then turns them into action together with other dogs pulling the sled. Favorite dog breeds for sled races include the Siberian Husky, the Alaskan Malamute, and the Snow White Samoyed, as well as the Greenland Dog. The international 1,000-mile Yukon Crest is considered to be the world's toughest sled dog race, which takes participants across Canada and the neighboring U.S. state of Alaska. Rio de Janeiro became a little bit more colorful on Sunday as thousands of people took part in the Color Run race. The 3-mile race brought together participants from all ages and sizes who were sprayed with different color paints for every mile they ran. The dominant colors were yellow, blue, green, and pink. Participants took off in white, pristine T-shirts and arrived at the finish line covered in paint. Many were there for their love of running, but the majority came to enjoy themselves with friends and family. Participants paid a $25 fee to take part in the race. All the proceeds go to a specific charity organization from the city where the event is taking place. The Color Run race is a global event with planned stops in Russia, Australia, and in various cities across the U.S. On that note, we end today's World News. See you again next time.